As many of you may already know, defense is one of the most important factors in any Terraria playthrough, making it near impossible to beat the game without it. So, naturally, I decided that in today's video, I'm going to be attempting to beat Terraria with 0 defense. And if you thought that was hard, I'm going to be making this a bows only playthrough too. Will I be able to beat the final boss Moonlord, or will I give up trying? Stay tuned to find out. I began this playthrough by first chopping down a few trees and crafting our first bow in this playthrough, the basic wooden bow. I then immediately threw myself into the catacombs in search for some valuable goods. Now, ores in this playthrough are not actually going to be that important to me because I'm not actually able to make any armor. However, I can still upgrade my tools and maybe use it for building a bit later. And after being an absolute idiot and blowing myself up, I found a cloud in a bottle and some Hermes boots, which gives our character insane mobility and makes him run super fast.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
I then went up to the surface and using some platinum bars, I crafted our next weapon, the platinum bow. And using some amethyst that I found earlier, I crafted myself an amethyst hook, which allowed us to maneuver around the world pretty easily. Feeling confident with my newly acquired gear, I built a quick little platform and challenged the Eye of Cthulhu. And with no surprise, the Eye of Cthulhu eventually fell to me. Which meant that now I could craft my next bow in this playthrough, the Tendon Bow, which is a massive upgrade from our current Platinum Bow. I was feeling pretty confident with my newly acquired stuff, so I decided to head to the Crimson Biome and see just how much damage I would do to him. And let me tell you, that motherfucker must have been using all of his brain power, because I got absolutely destroyed. While some of you may consider this a massive L, it was actually a good thing for me because I had collected enough tissue samples and crimtane ore to craft myself a Deathbringer pickaxe, which meant that now we could go to hell to mine some hellstone bars to craft myself the next bow in this playthrough, the Molten Bow. The Molten Bow actually surprisingly carried me all the way post Skeletron due to its high base damage and its ability to turn wooden arrows into flaming arrows, which for me was a big deal. And of course, the Goblin army decided that now would be the perfect time to invade me. So, I asserted my dominance and showed them who's boss by dying repeatedly over and over and over again, to show them that I'm a pathetic little loser at Terraria. But seriously, with all jokes aside, I absolutely destroyed them. Which meant that now I can go look for the Goblin Tickler so I can combine some of my accessories together. Feeling confident with my new stuff and with 0 defense to my name, I went over to the Crimson to summon the Brain of Cthulhu again. Maybe he lost some brain cells or some shit, or maybe he lost some IQ, because with my newly acquired Molten Bow, I absolutely shredded through him and his little minions. After defeating the Brain of Cthulhu, I made my way towards the dungeon, chopped down a few trees, and built a quick little platform for Skeletron. I was feeling pretty exhausted, so I decided to take a quick little rest before the battle. Alright, so while we're having a little nap, there's actually one thing I want to mention. I've started a Discord server, and if you guys are interested and enjoy my videos, be sure to click the link in my description down below. And who knows, maybe you might even be my next moderator, because I'm pretty sure that my current one is like 10 years old, so yeah. Huh? Alright, now that we've rested a little bit, let's get to the battle. After defeating Skeletron, I now had access to the underground dungeon, so I opened a few gold chests, got myself a shadow key, And using this shadow key, I traversed the depths of hell in order to open some shadow chests in order to get my next bow in this playthrough, the Hellwing bow, which had the ability to turn wooden arrows into flaming bats, which for me was a big deal. After some time I eventually found it, which meant that now I could challenge the wall of flesh.
Psst, huh? Huh?
After defeating the wall of flesh, my next step in progression was to go to the underground crimson biome, break some crimson altars, and get these ores. I then upgraded to a cobalt pickaxe, followed by an orichalcum pickaxe, and finally a titanium pickaxe. Although the bundle of balloons is good, I wanted to craft myself a pair of wings. So, I went into space and killed a Riven and got myself some souls of flight, and then used those to craft myself some angel wings. Now, let's move on to weapons. Our current weapons deal little to no damage, which means that we die extremely easily. So, I decided it is time for an upgrade. Now, there are 3 bows that we can upgrade to. Well, actually 4, but no one likes the Shadow Flame bow. The first option is the Marrow, which when used fires high velocity, high damage, bony arrows towards the enemy. However, this high damage bow comes with a twist. It has a 1 in 200 drop chance from skeleton archers in the cavern biome, which means that in order to get this bow we need to make ourselves a farm. The next option is the ice bow, which turns normal, pathetic little wooden arrows into great icy arrows, which deal high damage. However, this also comes with a twist. It drops from ice mimics. Mimics are already rare by themselves, let alone the ice variant. So, again, we'll need to make ourselves a farm in order to get this bow. Our final option is the Daedalus Storm bow, which is one of the best, if not the best, bows to use pre-mech bosses, as it causes arrows to rain down from the sky, which is extremely helpful against the Destroyer, the Twins, and Skeletron Prime. However, it's dropped from hallowed mimics, which are extremely hard to kill with my current setup. So, in order to kill the hallowed mimic, I'll need to first get the other bows, the Marrow and the ice bow, which means that indeed we will need to make ourselves a farm. Sure, let's make a farm. How bad could it possibly be? It's not like we're gonna die every 5 seconds. Yo, I've been down here for 2 fucking wait, I don't know if I should be swearing. I don't know if I'm family friendly or not. Am I family friendly? Yeah, I'm family friendly. I'm really family friendly. Matter of fact, are any of your kids doing anything later? Call the police! After I'd completely finished the farm, I went AFK in order to get the marrow from the skeleton archers. After going AFK for about 2 hours, I gave up and decided to test my luck with a hallowed mimic to see if I could get the Daedalus Stormbow. Surprisingly, on our first attempt we managed to kill it, however we got its worst drop, the Illuminate Hook. However, luckily for us, Only on our second attempt we managed to bag the deadless Sturbo, which meant that there's only 2 more bows to go. I went back to our farm and started AFKing to get the marrow.
A few moments later.
After AFKing for only 30 minutes, I actually got the marrow, which means that there's only 1 more bow left, the ice bow. So, to get the ice bow, I had to convert all of the stone built in the arena to ice. So that's exactly what I did. And after some AFKing, an ice mimic eventually showed up, and first try, I got the ice bow. How lucky is that? Now that we've gotten all 3 of the bows that we need, I think it's about time that we challenge the mechanical bosses. After I had absolutely demolished all 3 of the mechanical bosses, I think it's time for Plantera. So, I made my way towards the underground jungle and attempted to build myself an arena for Plantera. Little did I know that I would die over and over and over and over and over again. However, although I died in 5 seconds, I eventually finished the arena for Plantera, which meant that now we can summon her in. Since there was no upgrades to be made, and since Golem is such an easy boss, I decided that it would just be necessary to go straight to him. So, I traversed through the Lizard Temple in order to get to his altar room, where I then summoned him in. Honestly, Golem might be one of the easiest bosses in Terraria. I absolutely destroyed him. Once I had defeated Golem, I decided to upgrade my bows. Our next upgrade is either the Tsunami or the Eventide. The Tsunami is dropped from Duke Fishron, which is a hard boss. However, the Eventide is dropped from an even harder boss, the Empress of Light. So I decided that Duke Fishron was probably going to be easiest, so I went to the ocean and summoned him in. And only on my 3rd attempt I managed to cop the Tsunami, which will help us against the Lunatic Cultist, and possibly maybe even Moonlord. So, the next thing I did was I headed over to the dungeon, and with my sexy new weapon I absolutely destroyed the Lunatic Cultist. Which meant that now the Celestial Pillars were invading. First, I defeated the Vortex Pillar to get enough Vortex Fragments to craft myself the Phantasm. And then I defeated the Nebula Pillar, and then the Stardust, and lastly, the Solar Pillar, which meant that now I only had 1 minute as impending doom was approaching and Moonlord was about to spawn in. This was it, the final challenge, the very thing that we have been waiting for since the very moment we started this playthrough. I didn't know how to react. I felt both excited and nervous at the same time as I waited. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my fucking god, finally! Yes! Finally, oh my god, that took so long. If you guys have enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. And hey, comment down below what you guys would like to see next.